And one news tidbit that's notable that we can talk about is Jim Johnston, the music composer for the WWF, WWE for so many years, was quietly released by the WWE. I'm sure you probably...
I'm shocked. I really am shocked.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to be around. I mean, of course, knew him and saw him hundreds of times, but didn't like hang out with him. And he wasn't a guy that was like at all the shows or anything like that. You know, he worked back in the Connecticut or from home or however he did it. But yeah, no, I'm shocked because I mean the guy has such a track record, such a history. I mean, what are some of the theme songs that he came up with and over the years just is amazing.
DX, The Rock, Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ultimate Warrior, Chris Jericho, Vince McMahon, Mankind, The Undertaker are just some of the long list of themes that he composed. And they're simple. They're not today it's all about auto-tune and all these different sound effects and these were simple rock beats that are still legendary today and still used by these guys when they make appearances in the WWE.
Man, I hear the John Cena commercial. I hear the John Cena theme in a car commercial now.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even John Cena's not even in the commercial. It's just a car commercial for some car, and all of a sudden the John Cena music's playing in the background.
Yeah. Well, Jim Johnston I'm very shocked. Well, CFO $, whenever the group that makes all the themes now for WWE, all these they all sound the same. It's just
They do.
I think so. Most of them have that poppy kind of theme to it. I'm not really a fan of it, but some themes they do.
And the new company, there's a new company that does it now. It's not one individual. It's something called CFO $?
Yeah, CFO $, is the group, the music group that composes all these themes for WWE. I guess Jim Johnston has done a little bit recently. He did Baron Corbin's theme, I think, and The Rock's updated theme.
Well, I mean,
as well.
who knows? I mean, that could be a situation where Jim Johnston wanted to move on to other stuff and everything. But I know that he has been. You can't. I mean, I don't even think you can put a value on how valuable things that a person's entrance theme is. I mean, that's. I really think sometimes it can help make or break an individual.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, yeah, he's been a major player there for a long time. I don't know if it should be saying that they're going to miss him or whatever, but he's made a major contribution up there. I do remember one time though, I think we've talked about too the fact that my entrance music in the WWE is not covered under trademark. It can't be trademarked or anything. It's an old, I don't know how many hundreds of years old Russian march music, and I think they had used it even before for royal sounding music, even before I came along, and then and it's I don't know, it's called. Oh man, I can't even remember what it's called now. It's got really like two different names. I know something about the great gates of Kiev.
Yeah.
But then there's also something about a art gallery or something. I don't know. But anyway, the Great Gates of Kiev, I think, is considered the main name. And they just started using that when I came in there, and then somewhere a few years later, all of a sudden, I get the TV one day, and I remember Kevin Dunn says, "King, we got some new music for you, new entrance music."
Oh boy.
And you know what? I was excited at first because I thought, wow, I'm one of those guys that I was there for a long time before I got really any recognition or any I don't know what to call it for certain things. In other words, I was there for years and years and years before I ever had a T-shirt, with my name on it or anything. And I think we talked about the fact, here's a guy like James Ells showed up and he had a T-shirt like the first week.
Yep.
But I was there for years before they ever made a T-shirt, and I was there for years before they ever thought about coming up with a different theme song for me. So I was excited when they first told me, and I didn't even get to hear it until they played it the night that I was going out, and it was like, oh man, I just was so disappointed. I just, and I guess that's like everybody when they hear their music, you either love it or you don't like it, and I didn't like it. So that only lasted 1 week for me. I said, can we go back to the old Russian march theme music? So if you can find it, wonder if you'll be able to find. Can you find anywhere that the entrance music that they used for me that one time?
Oh yeah, I can just
You can?
Oh yeah, I can find a simple YouTube search. I think you used it back in 2011. It was around the time of your WrestleMania match with Michael Cole.
Yeah, and I'd been there since 1993, and all of a sudden they come up with new music for me in 2011.
2011. Well, maybe they wanted to,
freshen me up a little.
Freshen you up for WrestleMania season. That's special.
I think that's exactly what the thought process was behind that.
Not a fan king.
No.
Yeah, we're in
Then it kind of tapers off.
Yeah, a little, yeah, it tapers off a little bit. So there's Jerry the King Lawler's theme back in 2011.
Wow, that's a first here on the podcast. I appreciate. I'm glad you found that. I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, way back in the days. That's gonna be 7 years ago from your WrestleMania match. Time is flying. But yeah, Jim Johnston, well, no longer with the WWE. They haven't confirmed it yet. WWE. But,
oh my gosh! You mean all of this stuff we're saying is premature and it may not even come to fruition?
Well, Meltzer said it happened. So. Oh
my gosh, Meltzer! Of course, he's like, if you read Meltzer, that's the Bible or something. Good grief!
It's a lot of fans, but they haven't come out and denied it, and haven't. I guess a music Twitter account, they tweeted it out too. So, but I think he's Hall of Fame worthy.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
What would you put him in? What wing of the Hall of Fame?
Well, I think the Ultimate Warrior, before he passed, and he wanted to have like the behind the scenes people be like the Warrior Award before.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's a good idea.
But the Warrior Award now goes to a person that overcame something huge in their life to succeed, right. Which is great. Which is a great cause and a great to give those people recognition. But I think there's a lot of people behind the scenes in WWE over the years that deserve some sort of recognition. I think Jim Johnston is one of those guys, definitely.
Oh well, and if you're going to do that for Jim Johnston, you would have to let Jimmy Hart go in there as well, because man, early on, the first music when the WWE first started using music, Jimmy Hart created so many of those theme songs. Did you know that?
Oh, I knew that, definitely. I knew Jimmy Hart had his hand in a ton of themes throughout the years, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, man, the earliest ones, I never forget, right here in Memphis, just not far from Jimmy and I both went to Treadwell High School, and our rival high school was a school called Kingsbury that was not far from Treadwell. But Jimmy found a hookup at Kingsbury High School once he was there in the WWE. At Kingsbury High School, they had put in a recording studio there for the kids to learn how to do that sort of musical stuff. And so Jimmy got a hookup where he could go into that recording studio, and that's where he created all of those famous he did the HBK. I mean, so many of them Jimmy did right there at Kingsbury High School here in Memphis.
Of course, we did a whole episode about Jerry the King Lawler singing. And you guys can go back and listen to that episode of all the King's hits over the years. But yeah, so Jim John. Well, there's one guy that deserves to be in, I think, for WWE over the years that has been a staple. Mark Eaton. I think Mark Eaton deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. What do you think?
Mark Eaton, the infamous timekeeper. Yes, Mark was there around forever.
And they got rid of him a couple of years ago.
You don't have to say it like that. They got rid of him. They didn't get rid of him.
They future endeavored him.
They parted ways with him.
They future endeavored him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mark Eaton deserves being too. Him and his
And
throws.
Mark's a good guy. You
Oh,
still
yeah.
get a Christmas card from Mark every single year.
He
He's happy, man. If Mark's a guy that lives out on like a farm, and he's got all these farm animals and stuff that he's dealing with all the time.
I believe he was on the Stone Cold podcast like a year ago, because we all know Mark Eaton was the man throwing the beers to Stone Cold over the years. Those long tosses. That was Mark.
You're right.
So we got to get Mark Eaton and we got to get Jim Johnston in the WWE Hall of Fame somehow, some way.